How many people do you know who have worked for a company for nearly 60 years? 60! It's a rarity these days, but this morning you're going to meet one of them. The general manager of Columbia Restaurant. He loves his work, along with the people that have come into his life because of it.
Welcome to the Columbia. My name is George.
Hello,
I'm
George.
the general manager of the restaurant.
He's as much of a staple at Florida's oldest restaurant, the Columbia in Ybor City, as the famous 1905 salad.
You know, I remember the Cuban sandwiches, I think were like 95 cents.
General Manager George Guito has been devoted to the Columbia for more than half a century, since 1962.
Oh, 58 and a half years, going on 59.
So I always ask George, how old are you? I said, George, how is it possible I'm catching up to you?
You know, there's a lot of famous people that have come through here. Frank Sinatra came in here, you know, and then also, I think, Elizabeth Taylor.
And George has pretty much done every job.
There's a lot of stuff in this room, in the restaurant that I've wired myself, like the chandelier, and I fixed the fountain, and I made the fountain work, and it's been working ever since.
George is the MVP. He loves this restaurant like his great-grandfather founded the restaurant.
There's Mr. Gonzmart.
He started working at the Columbia at just 15 under Cesar Gonzmart, the third-generation leader of the family-owned business.
When I came to try to work here, they told me that I was too young to work. And then, you know, I told them that I needed really to work. Making $35 a week, 48 hours a week.
He was in some trouble that my dad took him under his wing, being a porter.
I would have been a bad boy. You know, at that time, you know, I was going in the wrong direction. And then if it wouldn't have been, once again, for Mr. Gonzmart.
Cesar Gonzmart saw a bright future for the hard-working team, even sending him to school to be a butcher.
And I just kept working and working. And then Mr. Gonzmart really helped me. He said, George, if you take care of the restaurant and take care of the business, I'll treat you like Casey and Richard, which he did.
And I remember my dad taking care of him like a son and treated him like a son.
He always said, I want George to one day manage the restaurant.
Hey, Richard. George gained a lifelong career and a second family in the Gonzmarts.
When I got married, they were at my wedding.
My daughters call him Uncle George. That's the way he's viewed as a brother, as a Gonzmart family member. And that's the respect I demand everybody give George. He's not an employee. He is truly part of this family, part of why this family business is successful today.
Richard and Casey, they're like my brothers, you know.
In this world, there are very few George Guitos. There's people that aren't as committed, concerned about not just me, about everybody that works in this company. We could all learn from George Guito.
As far as retirement, well, that's not in George's plan.
I really enjoy being here, and I get up every day, and I look forward to coming to work, and I enjoy the people that I work with.
The longest time an employee worked for us was 64 years. Henry Tudela, who's a pianist. George is going for the record, and my bet's on George.
I want to continue to work here as long as I can.
It's nice, huh? Don't you love the Gonzmart family? George has also stepped in to help when needed at the Columbia's other locations. And he says his favorite dish? Probably the paella. Hungry yet?